So yeah, I wanna pretty much we're gonna talk about Universal, this whole thing going around. They've
Thanks,
been
dude.
they have been teasing a lot of retro stuff with Universal. There's something going on this summer. I believe there's rumors about a parade with like classics coming back. We don't really know what else. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be merch because they already have merchandise in City Walk. We retro stuff. I already made a video about that. I will show some of that here, obviously. But yeah, what do you think about all that?
You know what's interesting, dude? As you say that, you know, their social media has been, putting it all over. Like, for example, if you pause a moment, you be seeing some, what's it called? Oh, some familiar images that you've seen these from the 90s and 80s era. Now, it's interesting how now these days that it's interesting how Universal is bringing a lot of stuff up. And if you have not heard, the Los Angeles one, they said they're gonna let you do a tour walking around instead of, the train right away.
Right, right, right. Which is, I mean, that whole thing it kind of sucks in a way because I feel that's the same way I feel with Disney over here in Florida because it's like we're always missing out on a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, especially in Florida. Like, for example, Galaxy's Edge Star Wars has been doing a lot of stuff in California, and we still haven't
Mm-hmm.
had nothing here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they already had Mando, the Mandalorian walking around with Grogu, they already had Ahsoka and all that stuff. We still haven't had that here. So, yeah, I feel like it's not fair. I feel like if it's the same park, they should be doing at least similar stuff, something that come close to it. Not every park, if it's the same, you should not be getting a bigger experience somewhere else, in my opinion.
Yep. And you know what's really interesting, dude? It's that, a few months ago that, Universal said they're gonna be, like in your floor at that Florida area, they're expanding to get Super Nintendo area, the the Dark Universe era. What else? Expanding to Harry Potter and How to Train Your Dragons there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Harry Potter area to be expanded.
I guess, Harry Potter is part of kind of retro, I guess, in a way, because it's still older movies. The new line is based on Fantastic Beasts. So that's something that is not really that retro, but we over here kind of talking more about classics from
Mm-hmm.
Universal. So it's pretty much, what they've been teasing is Jurassic Park. They've been teasing Jaws, E.T., Ghostbusters. I'm not sure if I'm missing. I believe even King Kong. I don't know if I'm missing any other movies, but they're just teasing classics. They're trying to bring stuff back.
Twister.
Back to the Future is another one. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
it's something that a lot of us is still, of course, in in the unknown because I believe they had a date. I don't know if it's today that they're supposed to say something or the 29. So I don't know. They had a date for
I think it's the
was
26th.
yeah, there was an announcement coming up. So, you know, again, hopefully I'm still here for that. I'm trying to see what they're trying to do. Me, I'm all about retro. I'm all about classics and of course Universal. I kind of grew up with their movies, especially with E.T. and Jurassic Park. That was like my childhood movies growing up. Back to the Future was another one. So of course, whatever they're doing at Universal, I hope that I'll be there to experience what they're cooking up there.
It's amazing that, when you say that, dude, I keep thinking, back in the 90s era is to me that the Universal movies I could ever think is, well, Back to the Future. I mean, I grew up with the DVDs era, and I still have my 20th anniversary, DVD because, like, how the opening of the Back to the Future had a great opening of which timeline we're at?
Yeah.
1955, 1980. 2005, the 2015, time travel, and the old Western times. Because, and yes, I understand you like the retroness. And also, I do like how to me, the 90s era was like the idea how, to me, when Universal Florida version of yours was built, and especially how last year as I went to California area, is that they kept the 90s sign still.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely, I'm going to City Walk later today because, I'm going to the movies, to the theater. They already have merch over there, so I should stop waiting to buy a shirt, at least for the retro stuff that they have right now, and I feel like I should get a shirt before they're gone because I think a lot of people are gonna be on top of that. Um,
True.
you know, uh,
And
I'm just very, very curious with what are they trying to do. There's been a lot of rumors with them bringing back the Ghostbusters show they used to have, where I believe even Beetlejuice shows up. Um, I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna have the Ecto one, riding around the park, with the Ghostbusters. Things like that. I feel like they should bring back. Period. Should not just be an event. They need to just bring it back for good. That's just something that makes Universal. Universal is all about classics. It's all about the movies that they have made during the years. Um, and even with that, I feel like Universal has even other movies that they should, kind of bring,
and as you
do
say that,
something
dude,
with.
I kind of think they should do that for the Ghostbusters and Beetlejuice, like in the season of the Halloween events.
Yeah, right, right, right. Now that you bring that up, I was going, with Horror Nights, because the theme for Horror Nights this year is supposed to be like 90s, if I'm not mistaken. It's also retro. The colors looks very 90s. I wonder what they're doing with that. Hopefully, if it's just 90s, I hope they mix it with 80s also. I really feel like a house for the thing will be a really, really cool house for them to make. I don't know if they ever have done a house for the thing before at Horror Nights. I don't think they had. And I will try my best to be there 100% if that happens.
Exactly, dude. And especially how, to me, I was like Halloween Horror Nights in Universal because, they got the cool scare houses and it's very colorful because, it's really funny about kids or adults saying, "Oh, this is scary." I'm like, dude, it's literally Halloween Horror Nights. And second of all, this ain't Disneyland or World because if you want to be less scared, go to Disneyland because that's for you guys. And this is for, people who watch horror movies or people who love, scary things.
Right, right. I mean, there's so many things they can do. They already did a Ghostbusters house. So I don't know how. I guess if they do another house, it will be based on the new movie, maybe. Um, they should do, like I was saying before, a house for the thing will be great. I really, really would love that. There's so many horror classic movies that Universal has that they can do so much with it. I just feel like Universal could be doing so much with the movies they have done. Um, it's just something that they really need to, tackle more, if anything, and do more with.
When you say that about bringing to the Thing movie in as a walkthrough, I'm like, they should also put a lid because that one's more because that is the good 80s horror film, and not to make that all these the feel of black and white and one in color, and also how Stranger Things was like an action scary film way. It was like, maybe why not put that there in the map.
Yeah, I mean, they can do a house for the mommy, the 99 one. They could even do a house for Jurassic Park. I don't even know if they ever done a house for Jurassic Park, but Jurassic Park can be scary, you know.
You know what's interesting, dude? Back then in the 90s, is that I researched apparently that Marvel had their, well, before Disney bought the Marvel rights, that Marvel used to have some kind of,
Was that
scary
Adam?
events where they had like villains rule and all the superheroes are dead.
Yeah, was that true though? Because I don't know that I heard about that, but I also heard rumors that that was made up. And they never did that. I'm not sure. I gotta do my research on that. I wonder if there's videos or pictures, because I'm not 100% if that one was true. I know they had a AVP one, Alien vs Predator.
Well, I mean, there has some evidence that there was a T-shirt and somehow some person is had a photo of them wearing the costume of Carnage.
Yeah, I gotta do my research on that. I mean, that
And
it
you know what's
sounds
really
really,
funny
really
about
cool.
the '90s era? Sorry, I didn't hear you well.
Yeah, I think you're lagging on your side. I think you have a delay.
And I'm just saying, dude, the '90s era of Universal. When I'm just saying, it's funny how '90s era of Universal had a lot of shows. Like for example, Bill and Ted. They used to did that part where they have all the villains trying to use their time machine as a their show there.
Right, right. I mean, I'm not 100% if they I don't know what was the last time they did that. Because usually when I go to Horror Nights, I'm not there to watch the shows. I'm there, for the houses. So I don't know what was the last
Hmm.
time they did a Bill and Ted show, but I don't think it was long ago, to be honest. I thought they were still doing those.
Well, dude, it's show business. Some things are sometimes in, some things are in, and some are out.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, and it makes sense if they
I
do
mean,
it. If they do it again, it will make sense now because of the whole retro thing, Um, if anything, it's like I've been saying. Oh,
yep.
I'm not, Disney can do so good, they could do so much better. I'm not trying to talk crap about Disney because they have like, great IPs like Marvel and Star Wars, but it's like I feel like they're not really doing anything with the IP, at least in Florida, especially with this whole retro thing that Universal's doing. They can do that with Marvel and Star Wars, if they really wanted to. All they have to do with Galaxy's Edge is bring back the 77 Star Wars characters, have Luke, in the park, have Vader in the park, have the classic stormtroopers walking around. They can go retro true if they wanted to. They have their IPs to play with. I just don't know what they're doing. It's like I really feel like they bought all these IPs and they have no idea what to do with them. With Marvel, they could be going in, especially how they're doing with X-Men 97. They could be having those characters walking around with the classic suits and all that stuff.
I see what you mean. I see, dude. But the thing about Star Wars part is the retroness is that they always been year around. They always been around, but I don't think they haven't did the Luke Skywalker. When he was year one, year two, or year three. The movies we watched.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that's what I'm saying though. I don't know. I don't know why is Disney so against the old Star Wars, and that's the problem. That's what kills Star Wars. They tried their best to erase the original trilogy. That's how they make Galaxy's Edge based on the new movies, the new characters. All you see is Kylo. All you see is Rey. You see the new stormtroopers walking around, but you don't see. We used to have Star Wars weekends. I don't know. You remember that? I feel like they could bring that back
oh yeah,
if they were smart. They should bring that back, especially with what Universal is doing. They can bring back Star Wars weekends, and all they have to do with that is have a Star Wars parade and have the old school characters walking around in Galaxy's Edge. You get to meet them, you get to take pictures. They're walking around. That's not hard. I mean, I'm pretty sure. They gotta have all those costumes somewhere,
Especially how you
in
could.
a studio.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead, dude.
No, you go. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I
I'm
didn't
waiting
mean
on you. You're
to
fine.
interrupt you. Exactly. Not to mention, we could have like an animatronic of Jabba the Hutt. I mean, he's kind of being lacking on the franchise, on stuff around, and especially my personal favorite. It's that we haven't got any parts of any parts of the Empire Strikes Back phase where we go to that Yeti who's trying to get the Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I mean, at least I was lucky to, to go to a Star Wars weekends. I believe I went. It was probably like one of the last month. I got to
Mm.
go. I had to find the pictures. I will post it on the video. At least I was lucky with that because it was really cool. It was a nice experience. There was so many Star Wars stuff. At Disney, there was so many props. Characters walking around. They have like some type of exhibit. Where you see stuff. Even now, me thinking about it, it's crazy that what do you call it? Hollywood Studio has something else with Star Wars that has been closed for a while now. It's kind of like an exhibit. So I don't know what happened. Like I don't really know what's going on with Disney and Star Wars, but I feel like when it comes to the IP, they it's like they kind of give up with it right away. They're not really fighting to do something with Star Wars. They could be doing so much with it.
Exactly. And I'm just saying is that sometimes I think that Disney with their, new Star Wars or these new TV shows, it's like, dude, the trilogy and the prequels were the relationship. Now, especially I think I did, the prequels literally got overhated with so many wrong reasons.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the prequels got so much hate back, when they came out, but yeah, they still feel like Star Wars. What Disney did with Star Wars after they bought it, they messed up the whole saga. They I don't know why would you go? Why not? Make new characters. Don't make anything related or connected to Skywalker. Why would you mess all that up? It's just something that I get tired to talk about because it's just they had they had the actors. We never got to see Luke or Luke, Han, and Leia together. It's just like how do you mess that up? you know you had them there and you messed that up big time. It's just horrible what they did with Star Wars. So yeah, Jay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna end the stream right here. Thank you so much for joining me. We're having difficulties today with the stream, but yeah, man, that was a good talk. I feel like we got some of the topic out of the way. Thank you so much, man, for joining. All right, man, take it easy.
You too. And get that shirt while you can, dude.
Will do, man. Will
Because
do.